Welcome back, focused learners, to today's explainer. Right at this very second, a car dealer somewhere is getting ready to approve somebody for a loan they mathematically absolutely cannot afford. The dealer knows it, the bank for sure knows it, and sadly, in about 30 years, the buyer is going to know it too. That's when they'll finally realize that the shiny new car they drove off the lot in their 20s is the exact reason they're still forced to clock in at work in their 60s. Today, we're diving deep into the shocking truth about how long-term car loans are quietly destroying the wealth of the middle class. We are going to directly compare two totally different approaches, buying a new car on credit versus investing that difference into index funds. By the end of our time together, I promise to reveal the cold, hard math behind true affordability and show you how to completely flip the script to build your wealth instead. So, to really wrap our heads around the scale of this trap, just look at this number. $773, that is currently the record average monthly payment for a new car in America. I mean, wow. But here is where the math gets truly terrifying. To make these massive debts feel even remotely manageable to everyday people, lenders are now stretching loan terms out to 84 months. 84! That is 7 full years of payments. We're witnessing this really dangerous erosion of common sense, turning what used to be just a simple means of transportation into lifelong financial bondage. Now, the absolute greatest trick the auto industry pulls is getting you to focus solely on that monthly payment. But honestly, that payment is just a facade. It actually covers only about 30% of the real, true cost of owning a vehicle. When you factor in the financing interest, insurance, fuel, and all that maintenance, that $700 payment is realistically costing you over $1,000 a month out of pocket. But take a close look at the largest slice of this breakdown. The hidden, silent killer of your capital isn't the gas and it's not the insurance, it is depreciation. 60%. And this brilliantly illustrates the devastating reality of buying new. In the exact moment your tires roll off that dealership lot, the car loses about 11% of its value. Poof, gone. By year 3, nearly half its value has just vanished. And by year 5, a new car loses a staggering 60% of its value. It makes that new car smell arguably the most expensive fragrance in the entire world. If you bought a $50,000 car, over $31,000 of your hard-earned labor simply evaporates into thin air. And listen, regardless of whether you plan to sell the car or keep it forever, that loss of capital is real, and it has already happened. Section 1. The Income Audit. Daniel's financial journey. Let's meet Daniel. He's a pretty typical professional, and we're going to do a detailed audit of his expenses across different income levels. At age 27, making $50,000 a year, he buys a $32,000 crossover. The loan is $560, but the true monthly cost, that's $950, which eats up 27% of his net income. Fast forward a bit to age 30, he's making $80,000 now, so he upgrades to a premium car on an 84-month loan. His true cost jumps to $1,250. Are you noticing the pattern here? Even as his income skyrockets all the way up to $200,000 by age 42, his true monthly costs scale right alongside it. He is trapped in the exact same financial strain, just with nicer leather seats. So, why does Daniel keep doing this to himself? Well, it boils down to a psychological phenomenon called hedonistic adaptation. Basically, as your income rises, society, and honestly, your own ego, demand a matching facade. You start feeling like you've earned it after years of hard work. High-income earners fall into this trap constantly. They mistake a bank's maximum loan approval limit for actual sustainable purchasing power. But the brutal truth is, the bank doesn't care at all if you can actually afford it while building wealth. They only care if you can barely scrape together the monthly payment while they extract maximum interest from you. Let's zoom in on Daniel's phase where he earns $125,000. He officially joins the 4-digit payment club with a gorgeous $78,000 electric vehicle. But the sheer magnitude of depreciation here is just breathtaking. Over 5 years, this car drops to $32,000 in value. I mean, look at that pure evaporated wealth. $46,000 of Daniel's capital just vanished into thin air. That is his entire savings rate for several years, totally wiped out just for the thrill of having a brand new car in the garage. This perfectly highlights the core difference between a consumer mindset and how the top 1% actually think. The wealthy view money as a system. To them, every single dollar, or whatever currency you use, is like a loyal employee working for you 24 hours a day, multiplying itself without you even having to supervise it. When you lock yourself into buying a rapidly depreciating liability that requires huge maintenance costs, you aren't just spending money. You are literally deserting your own financial army. Okay, let's dive into this because it is officially time to shift from the problem to the solution. We need to clearly compare these two distinct realities. On the left, we've got the dealership trap. This is your endless 7-year loan cycles where banks extract your wealth and you eat that massive 60% depreciation hit over and over again. Now, on the right, the wealth strategy. This involves letting the first owner take that huge depreciation hit by buying a 3-year-old used vehicle, keeping your loan term super short, and, here's the magic, redirecting your freed up cash flow straight into index funds. Section 2, the defensive playbook, the 24-10 rule. All right, this right here is your strict, emotionless, mathematical defense system against predatory auto loans. We call it the gold standard 24-10 rule. First, you absolutely must put down a minimum of 20% to ensure you are never underwater on the loan. Second, your loan term can never ever exceed 48 months. That's 4 years tops. And third, all your transport costs combined, gas, insurance, payment, must stay under 10% of your gross income. As a bonus reality check, the total purchase price of all your vehicles shouldn't exceed 25% of your gross annual income. Listen, if you have to stretch a loan out to 5, 6, or 7 years just to make the monthly payment quote-unquote comfortable, the math unequivocally proves you simply cannot afford that car. Now, putting this into practice takes literally less than an hour. Step 1, you look for a solid 3-year-old certified pre-owned car, where the steepest part of the depreciation curve has finally flattened out. Step 2, test your budget. Automate a savings deposit equal to your target car payment for 4 whole months before you actually buy it. If it hurts, you can't afford it. But step 3 is the real game changer for building wealth. Once that short 4-year loan is fully paid off, you do not run out and buy a new car. No way. You take that exact same payment amount you're already totally used to making, and you automatically direct it into a brokerage account invested in diversified index funds. Section 3, the alternate reality 30 years of compound interest. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is calculating the actual lost profit. What happens when we look at a 30-year timeline and assume a pretty standard historical market return of 10%? The staggering opportunity cost reveals itself at every single income level. For the $50,000 earner, saving and investing just $200 a month turns into over $450,000 at retirement. At the $80,000 level, it's nearly $1 million. Even the manager making $125,000 sacrificed almost $700,000 of future wealth just by overspending on that EV. But wait, look at the top earner, $1,810,000. The executive making $200,000 a year literally sacrificed nearly $2 million of net worth over 30 years. By choosing that $130,000 luxury SUV on a ridiculous 7-year loan, instead of just buying a sensible, high-quality vehicle, he burned future millions. And for what? Just for the immediate status of a shiny hood ornament? Guys, that is the true, devastating cost of hedonistic adaptation. So what does all this mean for you? Well, the next time you step onto a dealership lot, I want you to really look at those rows of shiny new cars and ask yourself this one crucial question. Are you simply buying a means of transportation, or are you financing the delay of your own financial freedom? The gap between what a bank will happily approve you for and what you can actually sustainably afford is exactly where financial corporations build their giant skyscrapers. Choose mathematical logic over social validation. Deploy your dollars like an army of loyal employees and start building your own financial empire today.